Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp and Chance Wrestling. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always, my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance Michaels. Chance, how are you doing this Tuesday morning, brother?
Doing good, man. How are you? What are you?
Can't complain, can't complain. It's already hectic, but that's okay. I'd rather take hectic over nothing.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
keep it going. Bro, we had a Survivor Series from San Diego this past weekend. Initial thoughts on it, man. What do you think?
Disappointing.
Of course.
Amazing, amazing. And I'll tell you why. Amazing. We'll start with the men's match because that's the big one. Amazing talent in that match. Absolutely some of the best guys in wrestling today. Nobody's denying the talent. The booking was horrible. Maybe the worst book match of the year. And I'll explain what I say. So, number one, I think the War Game stuff is outdated because when you watch the old War Games, with Sting and the Road Warriors, it felt like a war in there. It felt like men hitting each other, taking your face, rubbing on the cage. It felt like an all-out war. This wasn't a war. This is just a bunch of guys getting their spots off. Cody and Logan on top of the cage hitting each other. That was a cool spot. Cody came in the ring, or came in the match. It jumped off the top. So there's some cool moments. However, it takes 35 minutes until the last guy comes in there. It just takes too long. It didn't feel like a match. So here's what the bad booking. We have Brock Lesnar, monster. Bronson Reed, monster. Braun Breaker, monster. Drew McIntyre, you can call him a monster too. Big dude. Smallest guy is Logan. We know he's a tough guy. We've seen him box. Okay. So you have five tough dudes there. To end the match, you need a masked guy with just black mask stuff. This black, you think it needs to stop. It's overplayed. We've seen it with Becky Lynch. We've seen it with Solo. Stop bringing people back in a black hoodie. It's just getting tiresome. Besides that, you need somebody to come in there to curb stomp an old fragile man. So technically, the second strongest guy in that match could pin an old man. It was a horrible way to finish the match. I don't mind pinning Punk, but Braun Breaker does not need any help to pin Punk. And I thought that was weak booking, and just a bad way to do it. And it kind of took away from the match. And this was a lackluster match. Just some of those guys weren't trying. Just there's so many dead spots. Bronson did that head scissors off the top rope, almost broke his neck. Sorry, Braun. The camera didn't even catch it. The camera missed it. I mean, you can't catch it all. It's just a bad War Games match, I thought. There's nothing good about it. Besides a few good spots. This didn't feel like actual war in there. So that's my take. And Braun Breaker doesn't need any help with pin CM Punk. This made Braun, this made it weak. And then the John Cena versus Dominic match, it's like that wasn't a very good match. Really didn't really need to happen, because it was just pointless. We all knew Dom was going to win. There wasn't nothing special about that match. It was okay. It was not just a basic 10-15 minute match, and it was done. And I'm glad Dom won, but I didn't think it meant much for either one of them. Just a match thrown together, I guess. So yeah, that's my breakdown of the men's War Games. Very, very disappointing, and it's getting hammered out online by everybody. They're saying it's maybe the worst War Games match ever because of such amazing talent in that match. But it wasn't. Didn't feel. And they complain on some of the talent. It's not all Triple H's fault. These guys weren't working. Some of these guys were not working hard. They're just kind of standing around, didn't know what to do, looking lazy. Supposedly there were some guys who were arguing backstage prior to the match. I don't know if that's true. There was some disagreements on who would do what and stuff. So there's a little bit of tension backstage allegedly. So it kind of, if that's true, it makes sense because it played into the match because you can see it wasn't a very good flow. I think the War Games concept is outdated now. Go back to the original Survivor Series, have a 5-on-5 match, pin one guy is eliminated. Maybe go back to that format. Let the War Games have a rest because these men did not go to war in there. So yeah, that's my review of the men's War Games.
You don't like it? Okay. Um,
No, not at all.
okay, cool. You don't like anything though, bro.
No, the AEW War Games match way
Okay,
better than this.
so yeah,
Way
there
better.
was controversy backstage. Well, not controversy. There was a lot of disagreement in terms of who's coming out when and what not. And when you got those many egos in there as well at the same time, it is what it is. That did happen. I think this War Games was kind of, and I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. A little bit, I can attest to.
Mm.
But honestly, this thing was thrown together. Like as cool as that team was,
Mm.
the original plan. Like Seth Rollins' injury, Jacob Fatu being out, these were all key parts to this War Game that didn't happen, right? And granted, it opens the door for a lot of younger guys to step up
Mm.
and do their thing. I was curious about Bronson Reed. I mean, if you think about it, he got injured at War Games and was gone for a very, very long time. WrestleMania. So I was curious to see how he would react in there, and I guess he played it safe. Braun taking that horrible bump. But if you watched Raw last night, you would have seen that Braun addressed that in his promo.
No, but I want to actually something very key there. You got a bunch of egos, and I get it. These guys are pop stars. They have egos. Why are they arguing backstage? Who is the leader backstage? Triple H. The reason why these guys are arguing is like, I'm going to come here, because he's got no control of these guys. And Triple H has kind of admitted in his interviews, he said, Vince did a much better job of me. This is what Triple H was, not mine, of controlling the talent. And now you're seeing it. There's no boss backstage. They don't fear this guy. He's too busy taking selfies after you win a match with everybody, going peace and stuff and the future, instead of actually booking a good show and telling
Chance, I tell you what, man, I'm going to cut you off, man. I'm sorry, because, I mean, keep constantly blaming Triple H. Triple H is fault. Hold on, listen. Triple H's fault. Triple H's fault. Blah, blah, blah. Everything is Triple H's fault.
Yep.
You got the producers, you got all the other people there as well that should be taking some of this blame as well. You can't put everything on one guy's head.
But
he's not hold on. He's not producing every match. He's not sitting there and in directing every match. He has people who are doing it. So if his people aren't doing it, then he needs to replace those guys. Right? You can't blame him constantly.
But he's the boss. He gets the final say back.
I could blame my boss for things that don't happen.
Absolutely. It is the boss's fault because the boss has the final say. If you don't control your people, that comes with the boss for not being hard enough. Simple as that. Same thing for me. If something goes wrong at work, my fault. So I didn't control it. Same thing with Triple H. He gets the final say. You could say I wasn't at work. Triple H didn't book the match. Doesn't matter. It's our responsibility to ensure that happens. This is how it goes. And he got a lot of praise for a lot of years, and you've got to take the good with the bad. And it's not just me saying it. It's all over all over everywhere you go. It was a bad War Games.
Yeah, well, it depends where you're looking to, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, it all depends on what sites you use and what's reputable to you.
It's just the general.
It's like this. It's like this. It's like this thing. You know, remember Paul Heyman? Let's talk about that.
Hold on, let's get back to War Games. So we're going to compare
let's talk about the Paul Heyman thing first. Let's talk about that.
Let's bring this home. AEW's War Games match had less talent in the ring, absolutely, but the match was better because it felt like a war. That maybe they overdid the weapons. It felt like guys were giving it their all. That War Games match there, a couple of the guys did not give it their all, and that's the problem.
I agree with you, and I think the War Game matches in AEW were better, but then again, they had less restrictions on them. They didn't have TV ratings on them, and they worked harder. Yes, I will say that. I thought the AEW version of Blood and Guts was much better than the two War Games that we got. To be fair, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I thought Survivor Series was pedestrian at best. It was okay. It wasn't great. Liv Morgan coming in was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
Kind of playing off of the John Cena heel turn with the eyes and the nut shot. It was kind of a reverse. It was kind of a tribute to him doing his heel turn in a way, I felt.
Yep.
Probably the only match on that whole card that didn't resonate with me was the Stephanie Bakir Nikki Bella match. And to be completely honest, last night in the opening graphics of War Games, it wasn't even on there.
And the women's War Games match wasn't that great either. I mean, how many years in a row are we going to see Io Sky do the same garbage can spot off the top? It's a cool spot. But guys, give us something different. Give us something new. I mean, it's a great spot. I'm not taking away from her talent, but we knew she's going to do that. I mean, switch it up. Give us something exciting.
No, I get it. I mean, at the end of the day, they had time to look at what the other side had done and see if they can make it better. I understand the restraints. I get it. I mean, adding blood to a match changes the dynamic and the viewing perception.
Yeah.
We didn't get that in WWE.
I just think the reason why, I'd say 70% of people are saying the War Games match was terrible is because there's such amazing talent, especially on the heel team. That is one of the best teams you're ever going to see. That team can hold its own with any team of the past. Yeah, there's a couple better teams, but that is a pretty top-notch team talent-wise. And then for the match those guys put out, and we know what they're all capable of doing, they didn't really live up to that. It was an all-star team, and it didn't live up. We had so much hype. We were so excited for it.
But in reality, the other team, the Usos team, the Roman Reigns team, wouldn't have stood a chance in reality. I mean, by all accounts, they should have been destroyed from the beginning to end. They shouldn't have had any offense. Shouldn't have been able to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's pro wrestling. It is what it is. It's it's the battle of the guy you don't expect to win. You know what I mean? The feel good story, and that's what it is. I get it. But Braun Breaker addressed what you said in
Mhm.
his promo. He was disappointed that someone had to come into the ring and interfere. Him pinning Punk is all the setup for. Well, I mean, now we know they're going to fight on the January 5th edition of Raw for the title. Does
Mhm.
he take the title from there? I don't know. But what I'm understanding right now from the preliminary, and I said this to you last week as well, Survivor Series seems to be the starting point for WrestleMania now. Like,
Mhm.
yes, the road becomes clear. We see everything in January,
Mhm.
but Survivor Series has always been that show that kind of starts it. And what I'm understanding right now is we're probably going to get Punk versus Braun, and we're going to get the trilogy, um, Roman versus Cody. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to see that again, but maybe Cody goes heel this time because the plant seed's already been planted. He's already looked at Roman and said, "This is the last time we team up." Why would you say that? Like there
Well,
was no reason
I've been
to.
saying it for years. If you just watch Cody's reality show, he's a jerk in real life. He
No, I
dresses
get
like a
that.
heel,
I
so
get
it'll
that.
be
But
natural.
why would he say that now? Right? There
Yeah.
was nothing there. No one hurt anybody. No one did anything wrong. You know, there was no.
I got no problem with Cody versus Roman because you need to put your stars out in the main event. So I got no problem with that. I have a problem with Braun versus Breaker. I mean, sorry, Braun versus Punk. You're putting a guy who's literally 20 years younger than him against an old frail man.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see Braun versus Punk. I think Braun's going to start the new year off and take the belt from that old crybaby. And I hope he does on Raw because we don't need to see Braun versus Punk because that's not going to be a good match because CM Punk literally cannot go anymore. Unless you want to say CM Punk's passing the torch. What torch is this guy passing? There's no torch to pass. You're not on the same. It's just such a different athlete. It's a 20-year age gap. I mean, I hope they don't do that. We'll see what happens. I think Braun will take it from on January 5th. Why not give it to Braun and see what he can do? But yeah, the ending of the War Games was terrible. Like, I love Austin Theory if that even was him, but he doesn't need to help Braun beat beat Punk.
Well, I mean, it was addressed. But let's move on to Paul Heyman. You were
No,
pretty
hold on.
upset.
Braun said something really good in that promo, right? We've got to talk about the whole thing. He said exactly what everybody thinks about CM Punk. He called him a soft sissy, bitch. And so what Braun is doing is he's
Can't
getting
say
over
bitch.
enough. Yeah, he's getting. I will never swear in a podcast. I learned that from Mad Dog. But the reason why it's resonating with people because we all think, a lot of people think that about CM Punk, right? And so now Braun is saying the stuff that we all think. And so Braun is bringing that realism back to the promos. He's not fluffing it up. He's
Yeah,
not
no, it was
crying.
good. It was good.
And it's
Apart from
good.
his voice cracking at the end, he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he did good.
But
Bringing
yeah,
the
no.
realism back.
All right, Paul Heyman, your buddy.
Bad guy. They've always
He
said
didn't do anything wrong.
he's always been a bad guy.
He didn't do anything wrong that night.
He's been a bad guy since the days of ECW. We wouldn't pay his talent. Never got their checks.
But we're referring to what you were making.
No, I know. I'm building
to.
up that, so I'm building the character of it. So you got to take in context what this guy is, right? So they've always, it's not me saying it. This is what they say about him. He's a bad dude, bad businessman. All these bad things. He's a jerk. He's a scammer. Like, they say all these things about the guy. So here you got this guy, early 60s, probably late 50s. He's out of shape. He's unhealthy. And the reason I bring that up is because guys like that usually are temperamental. So you have a fan, was he 14, 15 year old his age, is excited to see Paul. He went to touch him, like, hey, buddy, like, look at me. And then Paul shoves a guy.
No, he didn't.
He pushed him. They pushed him out of the way.
No, he didn't.
Watch the video, dude.
Yeah, there's new footage now out that shows. Him. No, he did not push him.
What did you do?
The security people that were running the show were controlling the crowd as well as they.
But you don't put your hands on a kid.
Oh, hold on, he didn't touch him, dude. Go. There's other.
But I'll play the video right now for you.
Yeah. I'll play you the video for you too.
So what are we seeing?
There's another video from another angle that shows that the security pulled the kid back. Paul never touched him.
You see Paul's two hands push him, dude.
Yeah, no, Paul put out his hand, but it was the
he pushed him.
People. No, he didn't touch him. It
Yes,
was the people. No, it was
dude,
the people behind him. I'll play you the other video. That's fine. You can play your video and I'll play you my video.
Dude, he pushed him. Nobody's saying security didn't pull the kid back. Paul extended his arms and pushed him.
No, he didn't touch him. He might have touched him, brushed against him, but he didn't push him. It was the security guard that pulled him back.
Dude, are you blind? Watch this, please. Watch this. Look, buddy. Come on. Hold on. Let's see the camera. Watch this for everybody. Look. Hold on here. Everybody watching? Okay, I gotta play it. Watch. Tell me that's not a push. Look, dude. Look quickly. That's Paul pushing him, dude.
No, that wasn't a push.
Yes, it was, dude.
No. The security guard behind him pulled him back.
Dude, Paul extends his arms. It doesn't matter if the security guard. Paul extends his arms.
Yeah, but the security guard also
But
pulled them
yes,
back to
but
make it
Paul still
look as
extended his
bad.
arms and pushed him. You cannot touch a kid.
No,
Security
no.
guard pulled him back. That's bad, dude. Sorry. The
Security
one thing
guard.
that happens, if that would happen at our show, that guy's fired. You cannot push a kid. You can't. So yes, the security does pull him back. It makes it look worse than it was. The
Yeah,
fact is, Paul extends his arms,
but
like I showed
the
everybody.
security is to blame for the fact that they couldn't control the crowd.
Agreed. Totally agree. Security should be
Okay,
fired too. But you don't push a
and what
kid.
he was doing was just pushing him back, I guess, or just extending
Yeah.
his arm out. I don't know. Anyways, we can disagree to
But here's
agree.
the thing. I'm going to post a video on X. Everybody can be the judge if that was the question. My thing is this: security shouldn't let the kid get there. Agreed. Nobody's denying that. However, you're a professional, Paul. This is a little kid, 14, 13, 14-year-old kid. He wasn't violent. He's like, hey, I'm excited to see you. Yeah, like this, though. The dad
He shouldn't be on that side of the barrier, man.
Agreed. Nobody's disagreeing. We understand that.
And we also live in a world today where a 14, 15-year-old kid be carrying a gap, man. You never know.
You're excusing Paul's behavior.
I mean, it was in the moment. I don't have a problem with it.
So two things you don't do in life. You don't put your hands on a woman. You don't put your hands on a kid, especially a kid that's not yours. Paul broke that rule. He should be suspended. What? He's out on Raw yesterday. There's no discipline back there. And it's just like, dude, I get it. He shouldn't have been there. Totally agree. Then what you do, you just keep walking. The kid was excited to see you. He shouldn't have been there. You don't extend your arms and push a kid. You don't. This is terrible.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We will disagree to disagree.
But dude, the videos of the push, man. Really
and I have the footage showing the security guard pulling him back.
Dude.
So,
dude, you're debating in circles. Listen to me one more time.
No, yes, I listen to you, bro. We have different opinions. That's fine.
But you're wrong.
Okay.
The video
No, you're wrong. I'm wrong. You're wrong. That's fine.
Listen. Security pulls the guy back.
I'm good.
Paul extends his arm. What was Paul extending his arm for? Tell me.
To keep the kid away from him.
Yeah, get out of my way.
He doesn't know who he is.
Yeah, get out of my way. You can tell he's a kid. He's up to your chest. He's either a kid or a midget. So he went like this, get out of my way. Security pulls him back. Agreed. But he extended his arms and put his hands on the kid, which he never
security did made it look worse than it actually was.
It doesn't matter about the impact. It's the fact that you push a kid. It doesn't matter if you go.
The kid was on the other side of the barrier that shouldn't have been on.
Dude, nobody's denying that. But that's irrelevant. So if a woman jumps this crowd, you should have other say, did you punch a girl in the head?
No, you wouldn't do that.
He might. If you push a kid, you hit a woman. Paul's a scumbag. It's just a scumbag move. It's just a bad dude.
Fair enough, man. That's your opinion. I have mine. Let's move on.
You don't like the guy, but he pushed, right?
All right. Interesting. Nikki Bella and Stephanie Victor didn't even get a package on the opening credits. Was the match that bad?
Just nobody's interested in it, I'd say. I think that's what it was. It kind of fell flat. They just let it go.
Fair enough. AEW, anything happening in that world that makes you excited, man? I'm hearing Kenny Omega, they don't want him to do any more single matches. They only want him in tag teams or mixed, group matches. They don't want him to fight singles anymore.
No, they're trying to shake things up. Like I said, they let Kyle O'Reilly beat John Moxley at War Games, and he let him. Tony Khan let Moxley be tapped, though. Moxley doesn't really tap. He loses, rarely taps. They're building up Kyle O'Reilly.
That's two now, man. He's tapped him twice.
Yeah, they're building up Kyle O'Reilly, which, people can argue what if Kyle O'Reilly should be built up, but they're going with it. They're trying new things. They're trying to. Tony's trying. He's trying, man. He's trying to think outside the box. He's trying to shake things up a little bit. Doesn't always work, but he's definitely trying.
No, he's definitely trying. And honestly, I mean, if anything, he could take this as a victory because I have to admit he did a better program with the Blood and Guts version of it, right? I mean, he can rest on that one. But yeah, no, I mean, they're doing their thing quietly, man. They're quietly, pushing along and you can't really fault them for anything they're doing. But do you think that was Theory under the mask? I think so. It couldn't be anyone else.
Yeah, probably. But I think they're going to do a bait and switch. So what's going to happen now is they're going to go online. There's a lot of videos of Triple H guys. They look at X during the show to see what people are saying. I think they might do a bait and switch.
Who do you think could be?
I don't know. Well, that definitely was Theory. But I think they're going to bait and switch it because what they're going to wait, they didn't show him last night. We don't know who it was technically. So what I'm thinking is you're going to wait a little bit, feel out the fans' response. If people are dogging Theory, right, because they made him look like crap over the last year, they might bait and switch and say, no, it was never Theory. It was this person or that person. I don't know who they bait and switch.
The only guy I could think of, the only other guy I could think of that has any kind of semblance to his shape and size would be Chad Gable.
Well, no. That definitely was Theory under the mask.
No. I know what you're saying. If they're doing the switch and bait, I would have to say the only guy that I could think logically would be Gable.
You could say it was
For a
Orton.
long time, eh? I didn't
You could
realize
say
he was that injured.
you could say it was Orton. You could say it was one. You could say it was what's that guy from NXT? That Williams guy. You could say it was him. You could
Too
do a
tall.
couple.
Too tall.
Theory's what same height. What 6'4"?
No, 36'2", man.
How tall is Jamal Williams?
Jamal 6'4".
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think they're going to bait and switch it
Trick Williams.
because no, not him. The other guy. Who was the guy that just on Raw there a little bit ago? It wasn't Trick Williams. That other guy. What the heck was his
Javon
name?
Evans.
Yeah, Javon Evans. Maybe it could be him.
No, that dude's too skinny. He doesn't have that back.
I know, but yeah.
The only guys that would have that back would be Gable, which is closest to his height.
Gable's too short, though.
I get it, but if you're trying to put someone as close to that height as possible, because Orton's too tall, he's 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, I don't know,
He's
man.
too tall and lanky. He couldn't get up the cage
So
that fast.
when are they going to reveal the masked man? You know,
I don't know. They didn't do it last night. It was all about Judgment Day last night and Liv taking over the show, man. She's scary.
I thought for sure like we're going to see.
We thought so too. I think everybody was, but they're
so this is why
it.
I'm thinking they could bait and switch it. I don't know if they will.
I personally think they're holding on to it to keep the viewership up as like, oh, maybe next week they'll let us know. We have to tune in. You know what I mean?
But I guess
I think it's more like that, just because of the way that the GM, what's his name? The ball guy, Pierce, Adam Pierce. You know, the way he's talking to referees are getting more involved to find out who the masked man was, this and that. I think they're trying to make a spectacle out of it, trying to extend it to keep people's viewership up and to keep people more interested in everything. I think that's all it is.
The only problem
is they could have showed us last night.
The only problem is the more hype you build this up, like Theory is not as popular as he once was because, like I said, he loses all the time. Before he's in a tag team match, like with Waller. So it's like, I guess if it is Theory, he's going to go join the Vision.
Well, like I said, I mean, it's interesting because I mean, I've read that Seth, yes, and Jacob being injured at the same time, the way they were, really screwed up a lot for this War Games. The team was supposed to be Fury. Fury and Fatu were supposed to be on the teams.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe not Jimmy. Jimmy could have been the one that would have been there, and Drew was the one that they were going to replace him with.
Mm-hmm.
But because of Fatu not being able to go and Seth not being able to participate, I guess, to a certain extent, that changed everything. So maybe this is why this thing was so discombobulated. You know, who knows?
I know, but even with that kind of talent, you have some amazing talent. They should have been able to, with those horses in there, should have been better.
What I would love to find out, and it probably won't till they do the special or something, is who was arguing and who was upset backstage about stuff. See, this is where it comes down to, because if it's Punk, Roman...
I want to be... Punk wouldn't do that, not with Braun, Brock, Roman.
No, listen. If it was Punk, Roman, Cody, Drew even, I'll put Drew in there. That's a bad move because you're the veterans.
And Brock,
right? Well, Brock is Brock. He's an anomaly on his own. You can't...
Yeah.
Brock, you know? Brock says go left, everyone goes left. That's just the bottom line. I don't care who you are backstage. I don't care what your pedigree is. Maybe Kurt Angle is the only guy that can out wrestle you in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, Brock is Brock. I'm curious to know which of these guys were complaining.
I don't think we're ever going to really know. We'll hear 100.
No, but if it's the young guys, then that's a problem. I can understand.
I don't think it's the young guys. I don't know who would be. It's definitely not Logan. It's definitely not Jimmy.
Look at
it's like a Drew or something. I can see Drew doing that.
Any way you put that match together, even though the good guys had the advantage in who comes out first, it doesn't matter because just by virtue, like we said, Punk can't move, right? Mm-hmm. Cody is Cody still. He's okay. Probably the only two real able-bodied guys on that good guy team were Roman and Cody.
Mm-hmm. I got to say, Cody, man, he worked hard in that match. Like, he came in flying. He did a good. He's up there with Logan Paul punching each other. Like, so Cody, he put out a good effort. I can't take it.
No, that's what I'm saying. So between Roman and Cody, the rest of them are all soft and brittle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
soft, slow. They're slow. They put their time in, man.
Yeah,
it is what it is, right? These guys have been fighting for over 30 years. These guys have put their time in.
Yeah, no, I get it. He's old,
right?
It's not his fault,
right? So just based on the optics of who was coming in each time, there's no way in hell those guys should have had any chance.
Yeah, I just don't understand why you needed bring in Theory to beat somebody up, but for him to curb stomp. I get they want you to make it think it's Seth, and it was Theory. That's the swerve, but Braun doesn't need that help. No,
and he addressed that. Like I said, he did address it. Now, you posted something on X, which I thought was absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if it was something that was just happened or if they worked on it, but man, AJ Styles last night.
Well, they worked on that. It was beautifully done. But though,
how the physics alone baffle me, and how he was able to jump him off that rope onto him, the way he caught him.
Well, buddy,
it's phenomenal.
Off the rope with a little bit of
no, I get it, but just the physics, just the optics of it. It looked like AI because the way he just bounced off right onto him.
Yeah,
I mean that's timing. That's timing. That was a beautiful move.
It was very well done.
Liv Morgan coming back last night was kind of cool as well. I was kind of curious to see how this interaction would work out. They're making Finn look like a real pussy right now.
I'd be pissed off if I was Finn.
Honestly, Liv came back, she took over everything. Even Roxanne's afraid of Liv.
Yeah, no, Liv did good. It was a good
and Liv came out last night, and the way they ended Raw last night was really good. I have to be happy with that ending. We didn't see the regular suspects come out.
Something different,
right? It was different. All the girls came out, and then
Raw was better than War Games for sure.
Yeah, to a certain extent, I would have to agree. Absolutely, it was good. It was good. Okay, Gunther versus Solo. That was an interesting match.
That was a good match. We all knew Gunther was going to go against John Cena, right?
No. Well, I mean, he got left. He's got LA Knight. Yeah, he probably takes.
I guess LA Knight could be a play,
but him and Solo was fun. You have two heels, and they're doing heel things to each other. Like, it was loved it.
I like Solo. He's getting really good on the mic. He's a good worker. I mean, he's got a bright future. He started out slow, but he's picking it up, man.
Gunther looked great last night.
Yeah, he's good.
Gunther looked in form. I love it. I love his boots. I love the retro style. Like, that dude really takes his craft seriously if he's sitting there lacing up those boots.
You know what, man?
Those are 36 hole boots, man.
Yeah. You know what? It'd be nice to see LA Knight win. When I know he's 40. When nice to see him beat Gunther, he can beat John Cena, have a quick little run in, because LA Knight's really over, right? But I don't think it's going to happen. But they might go that way.
So, when we talk about old guys and stuff like that, out of all the old guys that we've talked about today, I think LA Knight is one of those guys that probably still moves better than most of the young guys.
Dude, LA Knight is an amazing athlete. He's smooth in the ring. He's built.
You look at the team. You think about the guys that were left off that roster. If you wanted a cool War Games match, you could have done some different things. You didn't need the old man Usos. You didn't need, I don't know. It was just weird. It was just weird.
I'm a big fan of LA Knight. He works hard.
I'm just looking at the rosters. There's so many guys that were left out.
I didn't like having Jimmy Uso. His way out of his element.
Fair enough. All right, brother Matt, do you got anything else you want to talk about today?
Yeah, I was coming across a clip, an old interview clip. Do you know, and I didn't know this either until I was doing some research for the show. Do you know why not as much anymore. You know why most wrestlers in WWE, men, are not allowed to wear white?
Why?
Because Vince McMahon said it makes them look weak. And he didn't like, you could get sweat stains. Women can get makeup stains. So if you think about it, I thought about it after. How many guys is he wearing white yesterday? You saw Shawn Michaels once in a while. You saw Booker T and Batista. McMahon said, we don't need men wearing white because it makes you look weak and it leaves sweat stains. And it's not a color that brings out masculinity. And for the women, we don't want the makeup smearing. You don't want the makeup on the white.
Yeah, with the foundation. And
I never knew that. I never thought about that.
Makes sense. I'm trying to think.
Last time you see a guy in white.
The only guy I can think of off the top of my head would have been Seth Rollins when he was wearing his white.
So he came out. McMahon told him no. Thanks for saying that. This is what the clip was. McMahon told him no. He did it anyways, and he got scolded in the back.
Oh, did he? I didn't know.
Yeah, was starting to be fired. He was in the doghouse. He said, "You're not wearing white." He did it anyways. It's being a real little jerk.
Yeah, Sean's the only guy that I can remember wearing white as well.
No, Batista did it too.
WrestleMania 12.
He did it.
Yeah, WrestleMania 12. Who else wore white ever?
Batista and Booker T did.
I don't remember Booker T or Batista. I always remember red or black.
And then Rey Mysterio had some white pants once, but it's very rare that McMahon would allow it.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting, man. That's a bit of trivia right there. Interesting.
The little attention to detail that we never thought of. I never thought of it. But I was like, holy shit, this guy was so far ahead of his time. He's such a genius.
Well, think about it. Moxley used to wear the white wife beater, but then he switched to black.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
It's a McMahon thing, man. Little things like that. So.
Okay, listen.
I gotta say about CAW show that we had a King Apex Wrestling there at Hastings Racetrack, November rain. Good crowd. I don't know the exact number, but 280 to 300 people roughly, give or take. A couple comp tickets as always, but good turnout. A good tables, ladders, and chairs match. A little bit short. Hardcore match is pretty good, but there was a couple flubs there. Table didn't break when it's supposed to, but he didn't throw them properly. But the crowd is pretty hot. And it was a good way to end the year. Next show will be in February, but yeah, finished with a banger.
Oh, February, that's a long time.
Yeah, Steamworks is on board now. They're sponsoring, so we're gathering some steam. It's took a couple year build. We had one show that we had like 100 people. That was brutal, but other than that, we've been 300, 400 strong. Pretty good for indie wrestling. Yeah.
Cool. You got rid of the weak links.
There's a couple over there that we're watching weren't booked because there's just certain things that, like, if you're not putting out a hard effort, right? We understand this is indie wrestling. Everybody's going to be in shape. That just comes with indie wrestling. You're not going to have all these body guys. It's just not possible. Some of these guys don't train at all. But if you're going to go in there and work lazy and not give out a good effort, you'll be noticed eventually, and you go kind of thing.
Well, there you go, man. Congratulations to them.
Yes. Yeah, they're doing well.
Good show. Good
it takes a lot of people to pull it off. You need ring guys. You need a guy at the truck. You need it's a big thing. It sounds easy in theory. We have to have a paramedic there. You know what I mean? It's one of the requirements that Hastings says.
Yeah.
Be a paramedic.
Insurance, all that kind of stuff.
Somebody was being rude to her, and they got told real quick by the boss man, like, "Hey, you do that again, you're out of here. You don't ever come back."
Crazy.
Yeah, but overall, it was a good show. Crowd was fun. The main thing is that it's all about the crowd. Tickets,
right, good. And the weather held out, so people were able to get there. Yeah, no, it's good. Awesome. Very good. All right, Chance, I tell you what, we got into it. We almost got into it. A lot of fun.
That's what it is, man. This podcasting is, here's the thing, man, before we went up, podcasting is entertainment, right? We're going to say what we say, but it's entertainment. If you have a show of 2 guys, 3 guys, 2 or whatever, and everybody's agreeing on the same thing, there's no point of having the show, whether you're a one-man team, right? So that's what makes it fun.
No, 100%. All right, brother, man. That's it. Let's wrap it up here. I'm Bobby Samp. He's Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great AC/DC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. And you got our annual Samp and Chance argument of the year. So make sure to check that out. It only happens once a year usually, and when it does, it's a doozy. But Chance, I think it's time for us to start thinking about our year-end show. So
year in review.
People out there, if you have any categories or anything that you want, let us know in the comments. That way we know we are covering that. But let's start thinking about these things, and before the end of the year here, we'll get to that, and we'll come to you guys with that. Guys and gals, listen, it's almost winter. It's still fall, but it feels like winter now. Please be safe out there. The roads are slick. Yesterday morning, I encountered 4 accidents on my way home that all could have been avoided. Keep your distance. Just drive safe, man. No rush. You'll get there when you're supposed to get there. That's it. And if you miss it, then you miss it. We book it. Right? Life's too short, guys and gals. Work hard, believe in yourselves, and most importantly, forget the haters. They're not worth it. Samp and Chance are